Hi, my name is Costa from ESCXTRA. I will today be reacting to yet another Festivali in Këngës entry. This time a fan favourite, both in the international community and also in Albania, I believe, because it's Neziri, who is a famed singer. She won, I believe it was the Golden Stag Festival. She was in New Wave as well in Russia. She's a very accomplished singer. And the gag is that she's only 19 years old, putting us all to shame. I honestly thought she was a bit older than that, so it took me aback, but good for her. That's what I say. And I'll be reacting to her long-awaited return to FIC. She finished in the top 3 alongside Eugen Bushpepper. I think that's how you pronounce his name. And back in it was 2017 then when it was FIC. And obviously went on to do very well, finished 11th in Lisbon in 2018. So let's see if her years of competitive singing and writing this new song, or having this new song written for her, I believe she was a composer for it as well, I should look that up, have done her some good. And actually, I'm not even going to lie, I've listened to the song about 100 times. I'm obsessed with it, and that's why I chose to speak about it, because I've got a lot to say. Listen guys, I'm not the kind of person who just like waits to get a camera on my face when I'm reacting to songs. When the songs drop, I'm straight in that playlist. I'm pressing play. I'm working. I'm ending work calls to listen to the playlist. That's what I do with the French entries. Anyway, I'm gonna listen to the song. I'm gonna talk about my many thoughts about it, and then I'm gonna say why I think it's gonna win, and then we're gonna hear some opinions from some other people, and then we're gonna wrap up. It's gonna be very quick fire reaction. So from the offset, we have it's not breaking any barriers or boundaries here. It's a very well-trodden ground with this kind of ballad at the contest. She's got an amazing voice. I think what really sets us apart is that she doesn't just have a great voice, because this is it's Albania, but her vocal control, that's really what sets her apart. For someone of her age, she doesn't just do this kind of outrageous vibrato BS. She goes for a much more meaningful, tempered approach to vocalization. And that economy in the way she sings pays off, because then she explodes into the chorus, and it's very striking. It's very it's uplifting because of the strings. Usually there's much of a tragedy around ballads from Festivali Këngës, but this has a very uplifting tone, more so than Shy did. I think what the most striking thing about this song to me is that it's ready to go to Eurovision. It doesn't need to be translated, it doesn't need to be revamped. The production is there, her vocals there. I just can't wait to see how much further she can elevate this material live. I mean, look at the material. She's already there. You can see it for yourself. You'll see next week. But live, she's going to have some tricks to put up her sleeve in the freezing cold. I hope she's wrapped up warm, so she'll have plenty of sleeves to draw from, because they're doing outside, as we know. And yeah, I really do think this could go all the way, and I think it can do pretty well at Eurovision, if I'm honest, especially if it's in Albanian. What we saw last year is that there weren't that many songs in native languages in the semi-finals. So having a very striking ballad, which is well sung, well performed, well composed, well staged, it's going to set you apart. It'll be a vote grabber. I think if Theotokos could do so well and qualify fairly comfortably in terms of the points, then I don't see why this wouldn't. I think there's no way Jura would have this outside your top 10, irrespective of the competition. I don't need to know the other songs this is going up against to know that this would qualify. I stand by this entry. I think it's outstanding, honestly. I love her voice. I love the composition. I think she just doesn't need to touch it. I think there's some stiff competition. I think ESCXTRA has also a great song, and also Ella Rusi, who's my personal favourite. But yeah, I have a lot of faith in this entry, and I'm very excited to see her sing it live. So that's just my opinion. Obviously, other people have other opinions. We're going to listen to some people from the team also and see what they have to say, and then we're going to wrap up.
After 3 years away from FIC, Ines makes her return, having just won the Golden Stag competition in Romania and the New Wave competition in Russia. And she's coming here all guns blazing with a really powerful ballad. And it reminds me a lot of Molly Sandon's Why Am I Crying from Melfest a few years ago. Like, if Molly could sing in Albanian, then this would be that song. And Ines delivers the raw emotion, and it blends really well with the strings in the production too. And this is a good song, and you can tell it's going to do really well.
Ines has a very contemporary voice. I really love that. And I love this flowing cello in the background of the verse, and it kind of builds into the chorus, and this release in the chorus. I love that too. And just melodically, it's a little bit more interesting than some of the entries in this year's FIC. And I think it quite possibly could be one of the better songs.
Well, guys, I just listened to Ines's entry, and wow, like, I'm very speechless, and all I can say is I can see why the fans love this, and I wouldn't be surprised if this is a contender for the win. It's such a real dark horse, and I can't wait to hear it live.
So those were some differing opinions, and just know that if they weren't complimentary, then I was right. And I expect to be proven right when this scores very well. If this flops, then I'll be very surprised, and I will come up publicly and apologise for being wrong, which I never do. And I'm actually very rarely wrong. Anyway, thank you for listening and watching. I hope you also find joy in these glorious Festivali Këngës songs. Ficmas is upon us, and I'm very excited to see what the season brings. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to ESCXTRA across all platforms: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and also just keep refreshing our page every day. There's going to be new stuff on there, editorials, news, predictions starting. Yeah, thank you very much.